if somebody is working at a dealership as a sales manager, maybe they own a dealership and they're listening to this, or maybe they own a business that has a team, right?
Sure.
What is, like, when you go to work at a dealership, what's usually the first thing that you see that's like an easy win that you can just like point them and be like, hey man, and advise them and then direct them on? What's something that you would give to people as an easy tool?
Yeah, there's three of them actually. The first thing is most businesses, especially it's worse in the auto industry than probably any other business, but most businesses uh, they look at things monthly, right? So we hit the reset button. It's the first of the month. Hero to zero, right? You were a hero yesterday. We're at zero sales today. Get back on it, right? That's pretty standard. So the first thing I always say is, look, dude, business is an infinite game. There is no finish line. It does not end. When you change your perspective on that, we have to start making decisions today that are going to impact us this month, a year from now, 3 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Like, you have to start thinking, what decisions am I making? Sometimes we get caught up in short-term thinking. Well, I'm going to screw this customer over now so I can make $1,000 today. All right. Well, you're losing that customer for the next 70 years and everyone they come in contact with for the remainder of all that time. So what is the value of a customer that stays with you for 70 years and brings you all their friends and family? Is that worth more than $1,000? Then you need to probably spend the $1,000 or do the right thing, right? So that's the first thing I do, is I get them to shift their mindset from an immediate thinking to a long-term. Simon Sinek talks about it all the time. We're playing an infinite game. Second thing is we start to measure things. Even though we're thinking infinitely, we start to measure things daily. I need daily goals and daily targets. Your people need daily goals and daily targets. Those daily goals and daily targets have to be based on actual data, not just a number that you made up in your head because it sounded cool. And that number needs to be different every single day, because Tuesday is different than Thursday, which is different than Saturday, which is different than Monday. There are different trends. People do things, they buy in different seasons and different waves depending on where you are as a community. There's things like basketball games or schools in or whatever. So you should always compare. Today is October 2nd, 2020. If I was running a dealership today, in my dealership, there would be a board, and that board would show the amount of cars we sold today is Friday. So the first Friday of October of last year, how many cars did we sell? Not the date. It doesn't need to be the second. It's got to be the same day. So on the first Friday of October of last year, how many cars did we sell? Let's take that number. Or how many widgets did you sell? How many pop bottles did you sell? How many buttons or bottle caps, whatever it is that you sold? How many did you sell? Increase that number by 15% and make that your goal. Make that your target for the day, right? Mark it in green when you hit it and celebrate. Mark it in red if you don't and say nothing. You see, there's a huge psychological factor to the colors red and green. We grew up with them. Green check marks, red X's. Green means go, red means stop. So psychologically, when we start putting reds and greens on the board and we celebrate the greens, and here's what I mean by celebrate the greens. You're trying to get behaviors. You want to reinforce good behavior, right?
Absolutely.
Right? You want to reinforce good behavior. I've got lots of kids. What do you do with your kids when they go pee-pee in the potty? Celebrate. Yay! Fisher went pee-pee in the potty! Woo! We give them a little M&M, dude, because we want them to like keep doing that behavior. That doesn't go away just because we got older, man. People love to be celebrated. So when we have a green day, we clap, we cheer, we celebrate that good behavior. Now, if it's a red day, we don't say anything. We just put the number in red on the board. And psychologically, it's like when your parents don't yell at you, you know you're in trouble, but they're just disappointed and they don't say nothing. And you're like, dang, they're really mad. I should probably do something. They didn't even yell at me or nothing. And that's what the red does on the board. So they start to see 2 or 3 red days. Your team internally will start to shift. They're like, bro, like, we're letting Steve down. He's pouring into us. He's doing this. He's investing in us. And we can't even get a green day. Like, come on, guys. We got to, like, they start to do it without you having to do it. You don't have to say nothing, which is great. Now, if you see enough reds, you might need to sit down and go, hey, Steve, how are you? What's going on? How's the wife? How's the kids, right? You might need to have that conversation so you can extract what the problem is. But ultimately, it normally will correct itself. So the first thing we do is shift the mindset to infinite. The second thing that we do is we create daily targets, not monthly or yearly. Plus, when you have a monthly or yearly target, how often can you celebrate?
Once a month, once a year. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like forget that. We want to be able to celebrate every day because people always go off their last win. The third thing that we do at that point, so once we get the board in place, we got an infinite mindset, then we change the way that they start their day. So as you know, with my show, I'm a firm believer if you change the way people start their day, it makes a massive impact in their life. So it's the same with your business as it is as a person. The way you start the day is the most important component of your business. And so we go in and we're like, okay, 8:30, you have a sales meeting. 9 o'clock, you meet with your leader. 9:30, here's what you do. 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, all the way through to lunch. People too often are told what to do and maybe even showed how to do it, but they're rarely told when. When makes a huge difference. If I teach somebody to do something so they know how and they know what, and the only time I check on them is at 7 o'clock at night when they're getting ready to leave, I go, hey, did you do the 20 phone calls and the 10 emails and the 5 videos that you were supposed to do? I got busy. I'm sorry. Right. No. They didn't get busy, dude. They just were doing too much Facebook flipping for the day. So if we tell them, okay, great, 8:30, you're going to meet, which we do meet every single day. 9 o'clock, you're going to meet with your team leader and go through your individual CRM to see what we can help you with. 10 o'clock, you're going to stage your appointments. You're going to walk the inventory. You're going to make sure you know where everything is. At 11 o'clock, you're going to make your phone calls, your emails, send out your videos. When you're done with that, you can go grab lunch. Now,
you're giving them a framework.
7 o'clock comes, they've not only are they already done with everything, but they've had 6 more hours to add hopefully more successful things on top. So those are really the first 3 things: structuring the morning, changing that mindset, and getting that board up.
Are you looking to scale your business but trying to figure out how to get your message across? Well, go to storyselling.how to grab my free course that will show you how to discover everything that you need to build your business through stories. These stories work whether it's in social media, email, or public speaking. There are 5 core stories that you'll learn. You'll be able to use all of them by the time you're done with this course. Again, that is storyselling.how. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to tune in next time.